This is Valley News Live at 5.
Today is a celebratory day for many Fargo families as students venture home after the long-awaited first day of in-person learning. But concerns for parents linger as to what school looks like going forward. Valley News Team's Callie Hubbard is live for us in North Fargo to explain. Callie?
Andrea, I'm standing right outside of Ben Franklin Middle School where several students were able to head back to the classroom today. Now that was the case for all district schools, for elementary, middle, and high school students as the district returns to in-person learning. Now I talked to the principal at Ben Franklin Middle School and he tells me that they're taking every step possible to keep everyone safe. He says teachers are spreading kids out 6 feet apart as much as they can, making sure students wear their masks properly and are handing them out if they forget them. They're encouraging hand washing throughout the day and avoiding congestion in hallways such as lockers. And on Valley News Live at 6, I'll have a breakdown of what COVID-19 case numbers look like in the district as well as in Cass County. Reporting live in North Fargo, Callie Hubbard, Valley News Live.
All right, thanks, Callie. We're not used to the single-digit highs, are we? And if you don't like it, just wait until tomorrow. Let's head over to the Weather Center to find out what's happening this evening. Hutch.
Hello, Andrea. Good evening, everyone. We started the day out with some powdery flakes across the valley, totaling between 1/2 of an inch near the Grand Forks area to just over 2 inches in Stutsman County and Larimore, also at around that 2-inch total. Look at the cold air as we talked about in the 4 o'clock hour. Temperatures are falling in northwest portions of Minnesota briefly and steady elsewhere. Well, we've fallen or lost a degree or two at Hector as well. The radar starting to quiet down. We still have had a few flakes of snow down near the South Dakota border, but by and large, many of us are enjoying this cloud-free skies. Now, temperatures are going to slide back or fall to chilly readings. It's going to be frigid out there early this evening, but south winds increase not only the wind speeds, but the temperatures overnight. It's a warm-up for Wednesday. Andrea, we're talking some seriously mild temperatures for tomorrow, but it comes with a few hiccups, and we'll go over that so you're aware of everything you need to know for your Wednesday forecast here in a minute.
All right, thanks, Hutch. A Roseau, Minnesota man is facing several charges after authorities say he hit a woman, tried to strangle her, then threatened to shoot her. Court documents say deputies were sent to the Roseau home Sunday night after a 911 call about a man with a loaded gun. Deputies got the accused, 41-year-old Nathan Brovold, to come out of the house. They found the gun in the waistband of his pants with one round in the chamber. Authorities say he appeared intoxicated. There were 2 women and 2 young children in the home at the time. The complaint states that Brovold and one woman had been drinking and started fighting. One man is being indicted after a violent incident at Senator John Hoeven's office in Fargo. Thomas Alexander, the man seen in this video, has now been indicted on a single count of destruction of government property with damages exceeding $1,000. The incident happened in the early morning hours of December 21st. Authorities say Alexander went to U.S. Senator John Hoeven's office in downtown Fargo that day and used an axe to try and break a window there. The charge he faces is a federal felony, which carries a 10-year prison sentence and a $250,000 fine. The investigation is still ongoing. A man accused of setting a vehicle on fire at an Islamic center is now behind bars. Authorities say 33-year-old Hassan Hassan is now in custody facing an arson charge. It happened on Sunday when police were called to 601 28th Street South in Fargo for a vehicle on fire. A witness reported seeing someone walking away from the car before it was engulfed in flames. The police say an investigation determined that the owner of the vehicle was responsible. An investigation is underway following a massive fire at the Richland County Highway shop that caused extensive damage to the building and the highway equipment inside. Someone driving by around 7:30 last night reported smoke coming from the building, and fire crews then discovered flames inside. The building reportedly houses snow plows, trucks, and other equipment for highway workers. There's no word on the cause, but the sheriff's office is not reporting any injuries. 6 area fire departments helped fight the blaze. The state fire marshal will be handling the investigation. We are just a day away from the presidential transition of power. This event will make history with the first female vice president, traditions canceled, and a nation on edge. Valley News Team's Washington Bureau Chief Jacqueline Policastro tells us what to expect.
This will be an inauguration like we've never seen before. First, the COVID-19 pandemic, then violence here at the Capitol. It's all causing big changes. It was a scene of chaos and destruction. Now Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are set to take the oath of office on the same stage that was stormed by rioters. There's a 7-foot fence around the Capitol grounds, and more than 20,000 armed National Guard troops are here.
We're totally focused on this moment at the Capitol that people all over the world watch.
Senator Roy Blunt leads the committee that handles the ceremonies at the Capitol. Here's what you won't see this year: the lunch in Statuary Hall because of COVID-19. President Trump is not attending, so there won't be a joint procession or the outgoing president's helicopter departure. Events off Capitol Hill, like the parade and concerts, are going virtual. Congressman Jim Clyburn is the chair of the committee organizing those celebrations.
We don't want to do anything on January 20th that will lead to a lot of illnesses and even deaths.
A medical team is enforcing COVID protocols for the 1,000 lawmakers and guests invited to the ceremony. A much smaller number than the hundreds of thousands who historically gather for this American tradition. There will be more law enforcement than attendees, working towards a safe and peaceful transition of power. Reporting on Capitol Hill, I'm Jacqueline Policastro.
The inauguration will feature speeches by Biden and Harris. It will be hosted by Tom Hanks and will include performances by famous musicians like the Foo Fighters and John Legend. Restrictions have tightened in the airspace above and around Washington, D.C. for President-elect Joe Biden's inauguration. The FAA posting on its website the modifications to the Washington Special Flight Rules area and Washington Metropolitan Flight Restriction Zone for pilots. The restrictions start at 8 tomorrow morning and end at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. The FAA's flight advisory warns of varying degrees of penalties for pilots who ignore the restrictions, ranging from administrative action to criminal charges to the use of deadly force. The results of Georgia's Senate runoff elections have been certified. Georgia's Secretary of State today certified the results of both runoff elections, paving the way for Jon Ossoff and Raphael Warnock to be sworn in tomorrow. The certification also enables Democrats to control the Senate chamber. Official results show Warnock beat incumbent Kelly Loeffler by about 93,000 votes, while Ossoff beat incumbent David Perdue by about 55,000 votes. A federal judge has ordered a Florida company accused of selling counterfeit N95 face masks with 3M's name on them to stop using the Minnesota company's trademarks and representing itself as a distributor or authorized retailer for 3M. Maplewood-based 3M sued Nationwide Source Incorporated in late December, accusing the company of selling more than 10,000 of the counterfeit respirators to Hennepin County Medical Center in Minneapolis. The hospital allegedly paid more than 6 times above 3M's standard price for the mask that's used by medical workers and others to protect against the coronavirus. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz is directing all flags at state and federal buildings in the state to be flown at half staff from sunrise to sunset today in remembrance of lives lost due to COVID-19. Walz is also encouraging Minnesotans to light a candle in their window as a sign of unity during these challenging times. As of this weekend, more than 5,800 people in Minnesota have died from COVID-19. If you are asymptomatic and looking for a COVID test, you're in luck. West Fargo will provide testing from 10 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon every Wednesday until February 10th. If you're interested, head over to the parking garage at the Lights Plaza and follow the signs to the testing area. The city says screening is for asymptomatic visitors only, so if you're sick, isolate at home and call your doctor. City commissioners have agreed to extend West Fargo's new mask strategy to February 15th to help slow the spread of COVID. Commissioners revisited the strategy after Governor Doug Burgum announced the end of the state's mask mandate and building capacity restrictions. The new mask strategy continues to place responsibility on each individual to wear masks to ensure there's no spread of the virus. A state senator from Jamestown has tested positive for COVID-19. Senator Terry Wanzik says he took a rapid test yesterday and immediately left the Capitol when he found out the results. Wanzik says he's been wearing a mask and doesn't believe he's been in close contact with anyone in the legislature. He will quarantine at home for the next 10 days. A new COVID-19 vaccination center will officially open its doors tomorrow inside the former Gordman's facility. Sanford Health, Essentia Health, and Fargo Cass Public Health are involved in this joint partnership. They say the 8,000 square foot building will provide an access point for thousands of people in the area to get vaccinated. Patients still must make an appointment since walk-ins are not available. As schools started in-person learning today, Sanford's vice president says he is not worried about spiking cases.
Perhaps expect a mild increase in the number of cases. I don't expect a big increase in translating into a large number of hospitalizations. So, our positivity rate down in the community and the state has come down, and of course the schools will take the appropriate actions on social distancing and masking.
Sanford is anticipating about 1,300 to 1,400 more doses arriving at their facility. The hospital currently has a 70% acceptance rate for staff vaccinations. The vaccination is encouraged but not required or mandated. So far in North Dakota, over 61,000 people have been vaccinated. Are you feeling lucky? There's $1.5 billion up for grabs in 2 multi-state lotteries this week. Tonight's Mega Millions jackpot is estimated at $850 million. Tomorrow night's Powerball jackpot is up to $730 million. This is the first time both games have simultaneously had jackpots over $700 million. Still to come, General Motors may be looking to expand a certain line of vehicles.
And a little snow added on top of our seasonal total. Fargo's seeing more snow this season than our neighbors to the north in Grand Forks. We do have some very mild weather for your Wednesday. Temperatures are on their way up. I'll have hour-by-hour details coming up right after this.